With the release of A Quiet Place Day 1, let's go through my personal ranking of all the A Quiet Place movies. These are just my opinions, so don't get triggered if I don't have the same opinion as you. In third place is A Quiet Place Day 1, and I want to make it very clear straight up that just because this is third place does not mean it's a bad movie. I adore this movie. I gave it a 9 out of 10 in my review there the other day, and I think this is a fantastic prequel and a great entry into this franchise. Lupita Nyong'o is incredible. Joseph Quinn is an incredible co-star as well. I thought the ambience, the atmosphere, the stakes, everything was super high. And as I mentioned in my review there the other day, the stakes are very personal, as always, in this franchise. And I thought this was a really good prequel, as I mentioned. And this is how you do a prequel in the right way. Everything about this movie was great. And I loved the ending. I loved the opening act. I loved Frodo the cat. I just loved it all. It's phenomenal. In second place is A Quiet Place Part 2. Now, I juggled all three of these movies around so many times, but I'm going to stick this one here for now. Now, look, if you ask me tomorrow, this list is probably going to change. I've changed it about 50 times already, but for now, in second place is A Quiet Place Part 2. Emily Blunt basically takes the stage here ahead of John Krasinski, who is the lead in Part 1, and joining her in this sequel is Cillian Murphy, who I thought was an amazing addition to this universe, and the two of them together are really great. And I think the opening sequence in this movie is phenomenal. You've got John Krasinski and his family in the town while the Death Angels arrive on Earth. The action scenes in this were incredible. The tension, the anxiety was heightened even more from Part 1. I loved all of the scenes of Emily Blunt just being a badass and really looking after her family. And also I did kind of like how the universe and the world was expanded out upon. Djimon Hounsou and Cillian Murphy, as I mentioned, were great additions, and I liked where their characters were set. And what Emily Blunt and the rest of the family are trying to do is get to a safe space. These Death Angels can't swim, so you know, Cillian Murphy and Djimon Hounsou are basically the people that are living in that safe place. The ending was great too, and I really want Part 3 to come right now. And in first place is A Quiet Place. I just love this original movie. I still remember my first time seeing that opening sequence where the little kid gets taken by the Death Angel. It is just next level, and then the title card appears. It's just so good. I just love it so much. And obviously John Krasinski is the lead in this one. Rest in peace, my guy. I know that's a spoiler, but I'm sure most of you have seen it by now. And if not, well, sorry. But it's out many years, so I think I'm okay to say that. But I just loved every scene in this. Just the fact that this was the first time in this universe. The bath scene where Emily Blunt is like giving birth, and you're just on the edge of your seat, like that baby's going to be screaming its head off, and those Death Angels are just going to eat it up in 2 seconds. But the way they had the house fortified, the way they just lived in sign language, and just all the details were incredible. And obviously this was the first time that we were in this universe, so it hit a lot harder. And I think each time I go back to watch it, which I've watched it about 3 or 4 times since it released, it just hits the same. I just love it. The soundtrack as well was amazing, and yeah, it's just a really good movie. I think I gave it a 10 out of 10, and I gave Part 2 a 10 out of 10. So I love all of these movies, so I don't actually think any one of them is bad in any slight form at all. I think they're bangers, each one of them. So drop your list down below. Tell me your ranking. I can't wait to hear everybody else's opinions. And remember, these are just my opinions. And this franchise is amazing. I love every single entry, and I can't wait for Part 3 to come out, hopefully very soon.